Takei-san asked me to give a speech here about 3 weeks ago, and to be honest, I didn't understand why, because this is a Sendai startup, and I've been in business for about 13 years, so not a startup, and most of my business is conducted overseas in the United States and Tokyo, all over Japan. So I never really considered myself a Sendai company until Takei-san reminded me of that. So thank you. And then my next question was, what do you want me to talk about? I think what I do is I get up. I'm very lucky, so I get up every morning and I basically do what I do on my day off. It's my hobby, and I get paid for it. So there really is not too much thought put into it. But Takei-san said, just tell your story, and maybe it will help other ventures that are starting in Sendai. So I think the only advice I'd give to people in Sendai, or a request to Miyagi, is to reduce that Miyagi hatenze. And but other than that, for my presentation, nothing really sticks in my head for more than a week, so I have to write it down. And at times when it seems like I'm reading, that's because I am. Okay. So my company name is Body Plus Group. Body is body, physical body. Plus is anything that you can add to that. It has English names for companies and movies and things like that always have two meanings. One is I wanted to not limit ourselves to physical body, but anything that will improve mental, even spiritual, things like that I could foresee our company getting into in the future. And right from the beginning, I also added Body Plus Group because I didn't know where we're going, but I knew that we were going to be larger than myself and my wife and 0 yen sales. So the company's headquarters is in right behind Sendai Station. And 5 years ago, we built what turned out to be our global headquarters. And when we designed it, we wanted it to be reflecting our company values. So if you see, there's lots of windows, and we took a lot of expense. It was a big investment at the time. But I wanted to convey that our business is based on transparency, honesty, and high quality. So high quality materials in our products, our people, and in our building. Here we have 25 full-time employees, and we have a showroom, and we have a gym, and we have a play area for our employees. So we work very hard and we play harder. But I would advise any company, if at all possible, to have a training area physical training area in your company or near it, or have your employees have a membership to that, because it greatly improves teamwork and efficiency. Our core business, well, where we get our cash flow from, is the manufacture and sales of sports supplements. Any athlete and even non-athletes need nutrients that are difficult to get through the diet these days. Actually, last week I was talking to Hariyu-san of Butai Farms, who gave a presentation earlier, and we were discussing ways to infuse vegetables and fruits with more of the vitamins that are lacking in today's diet. But so our main cash flow comes from this, but our actual business is improving people's lives through physical exercise and nutrition. A lot of people don't realize, but your physical state is very connected to your mental state. When you exercise, it's a scientific fact that only exercise and sex produce certain endorphins and hormones that when they become out of balance, then you become depressed and all those negative mental effects. So I don't know about you guys, but I have 2 small kids and I travel a lot, so I don't get a lot of the other, but I train every day. This is an invitation card to our 10-year anniversary party that Take-san made it to. This was, we had this last month. Although it's 10-year anniversary party, our 10-year anniversary was the year of the earthquake, of the disaster. So we didn't get around to having a party to celebrate until 3 years later. But when I started it was myself and my wife. We had no resources or contacts or anything like this, and Startup SENDAI or Makoto or Impact Japan. So it's a great thing for anybody starting now. My philosophy is always to do first, adapt, and then learn. So we're going to make mistakes, and we're going to learn from those mistakes. But if we're the first to make that mistake, it's never a failure, I think. An example of this is last year we started a gym and a flagship store in Daikanyama, Tokyo. Our finance team, our accounting team, made up of Tohoku University professors, and they wanted meeting after meeting asking me, how are we going to set up the systems for inventory and cash flow and in and out? And I said, look, we just get a cash register, price list, calculator, take money, make our customers happy. So no theory, it's all just do and then try to figure it out as we go. And I drive my finance guys crazy that way. I came here when I was 20 years old from Canada. Like Takaya-san said, my mother's Japanese, my father is Canadian. So I grew up coming over to Nara, where my mother is from, during the summer breaks. And I remember the first time I went to Tokyo, I saw Marunouchi. I was 14 years old. And I looked at all the buildings and these huge skyscrapers that we don't have in Canada. And I knew at that point, I said, I want to have an office in that building, and I want to be in a restaurant with all these fine women. And from that day on, I knew that I wanted to have my own business and have one in Japan. So when I got to college, I took anything I could that would help me in business, business law, accounting, blah, 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 entrepreneurship. But I knew that I wanted to get it done, so I came over to Japan when I was 20. And Sendai is a great place. It kind of reminds me of Canada. And our main business is mail order, so location doesn't affect us too much. We get products to our customers within 10 days from Okinawa to Hokkaido. Oh, gotta hurry, okay. Started in 2002. I was importing supplements for my own use, and my wife brought this magazine home, and she said, look, we can get the products here. So I thought this was the business idea that I had to jump on, and I put in, it was Gojuman, and my wife put in Gojuman, and I borrowed another Hyakuman from my family. And I didn't think about paying rent or anything else like that. I just put that into our first order of supplements and an advertisement. And thankfully, orders came in, and we survived. Since that time, I've started 5 different businesses. Most have been successful, so just learning and growing that way. 2004, I'd started a company in the US to distribute all of our vendors' products to Japan, and made some big mistakes that turned out to be very costly learning experiences, as I like to say. But there was our lowest point was I had to bankrupt our company in the U.S. and we had 10 employees here in Japan, and at one point we had 1,600,000 yen in the account, which wouldn't pay for salaries. And I was, stressed out and counting the days until we would run out of cash. But we had a couple of people that, kind of like angels, that came out and helped us and produced our own products. And those 2 weeks became 13 days and 3 weeks and 2 months, and then we finally had enough cash flow to be safe and out of that crisis. In 2005, our company is better known for our brand Haleo, or Hareo. It's one of our brands of supplements. I learned that Japanese really appreciate quality, and in order for us to have the quality standard to satisfy our customers, we had to produce everything, source raw materials, test it, bottle it, do everything in Japan, and so our brand was born. Since the start, we've averaged about 20% growth per year. I don't really want to give our revenue because it's something I don't want our people to really concentrate on. But in North America, 15% of people participate in fitness or sports or training, working out. And in Japan, it's 3%. So our project is to increase that amount of people in Japan in the next 5 years, and that will increase the quality of life. 2012, we opened Haleo worldwide in California, San Diego, California. Currently, we're selling to 20 different countries in Japan, and I saw the need for Japanese quality and also Japanese quality within products, services, but also within corporate culture. So I think a lot of Japanese corporations will have people relationship first. And when we do that, instead of concentrating on quarterly numbers, then we create a long-term success for ourselves and our customers. And a lot of our Japanese suppliers want to get into the US and international markets, but don't know how. So we're working together to do that as a team. So we started a gym in Daikanyama, Tokyo. It's a 1-year anniversary. What I've noticed is our members, they start off with exercise, and after a month or two, then they start paying attention to their food. And drastic changes happen mentally and physically, and they come up and say, "Thank you for building this place." And it's such a good feeling for all of our team members that we're looking for 2 new locations in Tokyo and perhaps one in Sendai soon. We're the top sponsor of the Sendai 89ers and their Haleo Dome. The main reason is because they do a lot of work, a lot of charity with children, and I believe that sports and team sports in particular are extremely important in developing skills that will help children as they become older in the adult world. We also partner with the UFC, which is the fastest growing sport in the world out of the US. But one of our goals is to produce a Japanese champion. A lot of Japanese companies and people only look within Japan, I think, to be the top of Japan. But global corporations, people in the US, or guys like us in Canada, we started and would say we want to be in the top of the world. And I think in sports, if some of the champions become world champions, then we know we can do it in other aspects. Everyone asks me what my 5-year, 10-year vision is. I can't say with any certainty. The only thing I can see is about 2 years ahead of me, and there's a lot of things I want to do, but I've learned after the earthquake and some of the things that just to concentrate on what we're doing today, give 100%, work with honesty and courage, and our future will be developed as we go. This is my great-great-great-grandfather. He came from Yamagata, I think, and his 2 assistants. But I have this painting in my office, and basically I want to, with our team, is create something special and create something that our children and future generations can say, wow, my parents had something to do with that. And if we're able to accomplish that, that's something successful in my eyes. Like I said, until today, actually, I didn't really realize that I'm a Sendai, and the hometown is Sendai, so I'd like to do whatever I can to support this initiative. And also, one of my greatest pleasures of business now is most of my team is made up of people from Tohoku, Iwate, Miyagi, things like that, and they don't have the best education or the most experience, but very, very bright, energetic, and I see that a lot in Tohoku people. And we've proven that we can go to Tokyo and compete with the best, and then we go to the US and we can compete with the best in the world. So I'd like to increase the number of people from Tohoku that we can build their skills and know-how by constantly challenging the world. Thank you very much.
ありがとうございました。